Thinking about being a real estate agent and you're wondering, what do I need to avoid to be successful in real estate? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over my personal 3 big mistakes that I made as a new real estate agent. And hopefully you can live vicariously through me, not to make the same mistakes. So stick around. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with LPT Realty. If this is your first time to our channel, we do tons and tons of videos, but everything that you need to know as a new real estate agent, an aspiring agent, or just somebody that wants to know more and be better at their job. If you're one of those people, then you're in the right place. I've been through a lot of it. You know, I've been the single agent. I've been a real estate agent in several states. I've been through different brokerages as a buyer's agent, single agent, team agent, operations manager, and now a team lead here with the Whittemore Group. So they always say that you're the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with or that you listen to. Let me be one of those voices to kind of help you get to your next stage. All right, so let's roll into this. The 3 mistakes I made as a brand new agent. Now, I'm going to help you out a little bit more here since I've brought a lot of people onto my personal team and other teams as I was helping operate those. And I saw a lot of things. I saw a lot of things that people failed. Now, not to get you out of the right mindset of being successful, but real estate's pretty tough. Statistically, according to the National Associations of Realtors, that only 13% of agents renew their license after the first 2 years. 13%. That's 87% fail rate. That's insanity, right? So that's one of the reasons we made this channel, was to make sure that you don't make these certain mistakes, right? But regardless of that, they still end up failing. A lot of new agents do. So before you even decide to get into this career, one thing that I would definitely tell you is, first and foremost, make sure that if you're jumping in as a full-time agent, that you have the financial reserves to do this full-time. It still takes a full-time effort to be successful. It takes a ton of effort to build momentum in sales. But when you finally get there, it's a nice paycheck and it's a really nice life to live once you can establish that. I would say to have 90 to 120 days worth of financial reserves for you and your family, if applicable, if you're taking care of them, right? So make sure that you do have that. One thing that I will caution you, if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to do this part-time and then eventually go full-time, I haven't seen a whole lot of success with that or even heard of it. There's every once in a while we hear a great story where somebody was able to do that. Part-time agent is doing maybe 1 to 3 deals a year, maybe, right? Depending upon how much network that you do have and how much prospecting you're doing this as your side hustle. Other than that, most of them never transition out. It's too hard. They don't have the time commitment. It takes a lot. So just keep that in the back of your mind before you proceed into this career. Okay, so let's get into my mistakes that I had made when I first got into this career. Number 1 was spending money before I made any money. One of the cool things that you're going to experience when you get into this is you're going to become really popular. And when I mean really popular, I mean really popular to all those people that want to sell you something. So you're going to get on those lists as a brand new agent, and you're going to get tons of phone calls about SEO, marketing, leads that you can buy, everything else, because you're a target of opportunity, all right? But when that happened, I was like, yeah, you know, I really want to get my business going. So you got to spend money to make money, right? No. What my suggestion is for you first, if you're on your own as an agent, is to start working those leads that have what we call sweat equity. Okay. And by sweat equity is you just go out there and work on this item first that that doesn't cost you anything more than time. So those could be calling for sale by owners, because you can get that list from Zillow, right? You could, or wherever online, there's tons of them. You could go out and work your SOI, your sphere of influence. People that already know, like, and trust you. That's the best opportunity to get any sort of leads. You could do open houses. Now, granted, you might get some signage, or whatever brokerage that you're part of may be able to supply you with some of those. If so, great. Then you don't have to spend that money. But again, open houses and things like that take time. All those different free resources, and there's a ton more. Make sure that you go into doing those first before spending money to get these leads that seem easy. You can really get yourself into a trap when you start doing that, okay? And I started to as well, until one of my coworkers kind of slapped me out of it. All right, number 2 mistake I made. Trying to know everything before you start prospecting. Like, oh, I need to know everything about this contract. I need to know everything about short sales and foreclosures and every step from the beginning all the way to the end, all the things in between, and no, you don't need to know that. You just don't. And being a higher analytic type of person when I first got into this industry, it's like, I need to study first before I can do this. I can guarantee you, if you go into a brokerage and you're a brand new agent that supports that there will be some sort of mentor. There'll be some sort of trainer that if you happen to get somebody, it's like, hey, I'm ready to buy right now, and you don't know what you're doing, they'll be able to guide you through that process as soon as you do it. I find sometimes some of the best learning is by doing. So try not to do that, because I spent and wasted so much time where I could have got into prospecting and built that momentum up early so that it was going to be effective, right? The earlier you can start prospecting, the better off it's going to be. As a rule of thumb, whatever work you're doing now is going to pay off 3 months from now as a real estate agent. Again, whatever you're doing right now is going to pay off 3 months from what you're doing. So if you're just hitting the phones, doing open houses, calling your SOI, in about 3 months, you might get a paycheck for that. Okay, so just think of it in that sort of regard. The last one that I'm guilty about for making a mistake, number 3, is not having a plan. Just willy-nilly, just going after it. Right? I didn't have a plan. I was just like, whatever I got to do just to get there. And I went through every little bit of prospecting that I could find. I was doing open houses. I was doing almost up to 4 open houses a week. I was cold calling FSBOs, expireds, no plan. I didn't narrow down my focus. I just went hard at it. And know what happened? I burnt out. I burnt out multiple times. Although just powering through it, yeah, I mean, I made it work. And within 6 months, I had 5 closings, but it took a while. And I didn't have an SOI when I moved into the Florida market. They were all gone because I was prior military and everybody that I knew was gone. So yeah, I moved back here and didn't have a sphere of influence. So it was tough. That's why it took me, instead of 4 months, 6 months to get there. But I didn't have a plan. Once I finally got there and established it, I think by default, I just went in and figured, okay, these are my main things that I'm gonna do. And luckily my mentor, one of my team leads at the time, as I was the buyer's agent, was just like, try just doing these things. And you can try the other things when you have time, but these are your main things that you're gonna do, which we called pillars. So here are your 3 main pillars that you're gonna do. And I believe the first one was open houses. The second one was internet leads. And my third one was, I think it was door knocking or circle prospecting, if I remember correctly. And doing all of those at length and scheduled them out and had a plan in order to get those and track the things I needed to track, which was, how many contacts did I do? How often did I do these things? I was able to find that sort of success, but not just find that success. It was finding the success that's repeatable, because you're a 1099 employee, right? So you don't have, not employee, contractor. You don't have a regular salary coming to you every 2 weeks or every month or whatever. Like, you have to get out and you have to procure that and make sure that that it is sustainable over time. But again, I'm being vulnerable here. Those are my 3 mistakes that I've made as a new real estate agent. Hopefully you can live vicariously through me and don't make these mistakes. So if you have any questions about that, want to know more, please leave it in the comments below. I'm always happy to chat with you guys. And of course, if you are thinking about getting into real estate, especially here if you're in Northwest Florida, or just curious about our brokerage or our team setup, or have any questions at all, I love chatting with you guys. Give me a call, text, email, find me on social media, whatever you got to do. I've got your back coming over here, being a real estate agent, starting this career. But again, my name's Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group with LPT Realty. We'll see you in our next video. Take care.